Good morning, friends. It's Nancy. So I have got the signatures stitched into the signature block, and I am ready to start putting the book together. So I didn't show you how I did this because I have completely copied and stolen everything that Nick the Booksmith teaches in her hollow back binding class. It's part of the Victorian Ladies Handbook and Scholars Ledger class. I will show you what I do that's slightly different, but yeah, this is what it looks like. So there's a little bit of cheesecloth hanging out, some lace here. So what I want to do is just sort of cut a little wedge at each of these four edges, and I'll tell you why. Because sometimes it's just a little wonky and it will show under the paper. There's my scissors. Oh my god, I'm like a hurricane here. Okay, so we're just cutting a little wedge. Here's one. So I've had kind of a nightmare with my videos this week. I did an extremely long ephemera video. It took forever to edit and then convert it to an uploadable format. So that ran pretty much all night converting, and I was going to load it up this morning, and when I looked at it, it was all messed up. I had the first part of the video was turned on its side. My opening text was like 2/3 through it. It was just awful. So I've deleted it, and I'm doing the videos, redoing the videos this morning using smaller pieces. So what I intended to be one long video of just ephemera is going to be several shorter videos. Still long, but shorter. Okay, so you'll remember that we reinforced the spine with tape. Where it was a little crusty at the bottom and top, we used a little bit of Mod Podge to prevent any further crustiness. So I'm just going to stick this in here and make sure it's exactly where I want it. Yep. And then I will get my glue here. Yeah, I know I've said it before, but I fully endorse Nick the Booksmith classes. They are being able to go back and watch them again and again and again when I kind of get stuck with what I'm doing or why I'm doing it is very helpful. So you can see right here where I've cut the wedge. So when I put in my inside papers, it'll be sure to cover that and it won't look sloppy. And I know you can see the glue through this fabric. It's okay because paper's going to cover that. Flip her over to this side. And you'll notice I did not glue the back of the spine into the book cover. and that's because we want it to stay rounded and lay flat when it's open. Again, that's all thanks to Nick the Booksmith. Thank you, Nick. All hail Nick. So I'm just going to grab my little clippy-doos. I can make sure that edge does really hold. So it's Saturday morning. Usually this would be my day to head out yard sailing. They were calling for rain, but it wasn't supposed to start till 1 o'clock this afternoon. Cat got me up at 6 and it is pouring. So I don't think I'm going yard sailing this morning, which is unfortunate because I like it. Did I put this in upside down? No. I had a panic right there for a second, thinking I had put it in upside down. Oh dear. So I've cut the end papers from, these were end papers from a large art book that I got a couple of weeks ago. I didn't want any of the pages inside or the cover. I just wanted the marbled end papers, and they were huge. So I was able to cut both end papers out of a piece, about a half of one of the pages. So that's good. I have leftovers to do about 3 more books at least. So while I'm waiting for this just to set up a little bit, I'm going to ink the edges. This is vintage photo because the paper is a little darker. The inking is very subtle, but it's going to cover up any whitishness at the edge. So unfortunately, no yard sailing today. There is a nostalgia show tomorrow in Woodstock. I've been twice now and I really had a blast. I spent way too much money last time, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to going again. I don't know if my husband will go again. He doesn't enjoy it as much as me, unfortunately. But if he wants to go, he'll go if there's breakfast. He likes breakfast. Okay. So we'll start with the back. Give us a little practice before we start on the front. So I've cut this so that it covers the end papers that are already glued in there. Okay, and I'm going to use a good amount of this glue. I just had to remove glue boogers. as close to the edge as I can. I'm pretty darn happy with that, I must say. Let's just make sure we do the same sort of job on this one. Okay. So that's what that looks like. All right. So we've only been going for a few minutes, so let's start assembling some of this stuff. I think we need a little more glue here. There was a way to get my little clippies in there. Just gonna have to hold it for a minute. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. It really matches the tones that I used throughout the book and with the ephemera. I made these little edge pieces yesterday that I'm gonna put in, and this is reproduction fabric. Can't remember the name of it. Yeah, I should have looked it up. But it kind of has the, I've got two different ones. Maybe I don't have two different ones. Oh yeah, this one's got more peach colors in it than that one. And it's, again, it's a reproduction that dates to, I want to say, turn of the 19th, 20th century. Looks like I'm going to have to put a little more here too. Oh my gosh. I feel like it starts with a W. You're probably all screaming at me, because you know what it is. And I have lost it. Clearly. Oh yeah, that's holding much better. Good stuff. Okay, so I put this piece of lace here. I don't know why I did that. I'm not happy with it. It's too white. So I think I will just slightly ink over it to dirty it up a bit. Maybe I need to add a little fairy. I put this flower here because there was an image of a thunderbird, and I thought, oh, that's dumb. So I covered it up. Now I'm sorry I did that. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute while I think about it. Okay. So here I have that flip out, and again there was some writing here and stuff, so I just adhered on a little bit of washi tape, some lace, and this actually came from, like, you know, the strip that you peel off, that's perforated on the edge of scrapbook paper, and this quote was on it, so I carefully tore that out and inked it up. Be happier if it was a little dirtier. That's better. And so then I have this little fussy cut lady there, and I think I will tuck in something. I can tuck in that little tag. Here's another one. So I've made several of these little things. And one more. Maybe I'll put that in there. This needs something. I think I'm going to glue that on. So, in order to make sure that I don't glue my pages together, I'm just going to shove this little girl in there. looks good. Fancies things up a bit. Did some stenciling here. Okay, this is where we had that pocket. This is a little image of butterfly in flight, and I backed it onto coffee dyed paper and stitched it. I'm going to stick you in there, and you might be too big. Yeah, you're too big. Okay, I need a charm. Oh, what would I like to use? A million things here. I'll get both of these down. It's all sea creature-y and an owl. I don't think there's anything in there I want. Never fear, I have many, many more where that came from. I like that key. Nice. I think that's the winner. I think we have a winner. I also had these little green things. Yeah. But I'll put these aside in case I want to use them someplace else. So I need this color. That in there. I'll put that in there, and a little too big. Well, maybe that's just what we're going to have. I'm going to add a tag in there later. Also got these little leaves. I'd be happier if I had something just a smidge taller though. Okay, I can think about that. Okay, I'm happy with that. This is a little tuck spot. So I made this postcard. Stick him in there. And no, I don't like that. We need something here. So maybe I'll add another one of these. Is it the same or different? One was more peachy and one was, this one's got more brown in it. Go. I can put a little card. These are images that I layered up on paper, and you can see I sort of like stamped a butterfly in the back, but not really. The stamp I used is around here somewhere. So instead of stamping it onto ink, I used one of the distress tools and wiped the ink on, so it has a very, very, very subtle image on there. So I'm gonna stick you in there. This one needs some love too. What if oh, I was trying to do 2 pages. And then I made this envelope, but I didn't, I've stitched it and inked it and what have you, but I didn't sew it into the signature, and I didn't glue it closed because I thought we could use this as a little journaling area, but I need to add some paper to that. I'm not seeing anything handy, so I will think about that. Oops, no, this way. Nope, that's not going to work because this paper is a little too soft. I don't like it. I'm just worried it'll rip. Okay, so here's our map of Sussex. Now this might be a good place. Just sort of attach that. I'm happy with this, but we need to stick in a card. Oh, here's that letter. So it's a letter that came from a book, but I glued on some copy dyed paper on the very back so it could be used as a journaling spot. I wouldn't mind doing a couple of butterflies on that baby. So again, it's very subtle. I have this image here that I could use as a pocket. I believe I will do that. Even though I've inked both sides, stamped both sides, or stamped the back, layered it up on paper, that's okay because it makes it nice and firm. I'm going to put this here. And then maybe that can be tucked in there. Maybe I'll just use it as a corner tuck though. And again, I've put paper on the back. Let me think about that for a bit. Maybe I'll use something else. I think I'd like to put some lace on that. So this page needs some help. And here's another little envelope that I made. And it has not been glued together yet. I'm going to leave it open so that there's an option. So I have some more work to do here, but I'll come back probably tomorrow with a final flip through. So I hope you enjoyed watching this process. It was a lot of fun to do. So please leave any comments or questions below, and if you like these kinds of videos, please subscribe, and we will talk to you again soon.